when Sam stabs the White Walker with dragon glass. And one of the ideas was that he would instantly like freeze over, and that frost would travel across the front of his body, emanating from where he gets stabbed, and that would reveal that he is ice. And once he becomes fully frozen, that he would then break up into ice chunks that would drop off him and ultimately turn into frost and dust that would blow away in this gust of wind that would be brought in with him.
Visual effects is ridiculous.
Everybody wants to see the dragons do what they can do, and this is, in episode 4 is the first time that Drogon, which is the main dragon, the black dragon, sort of the alpha of the 3, is set loose as a weapon.
What we try to do is be as photorealistic as possible, and that starts with using real photographed elements. So when Krasny gets it, and Drogon is in the corner of the screen and kind of over Drogon's shoulders, he's about to blast him. What's really been photographed is a stuntman in a fire-retardant suit being blasted by a flamethrower.
To create Dragonfire, you work with somebody like Stuart Brisden, who's our special effects supervisor. And when you mention fire or burning anything to Stuart, he gets a the teeniest, tiniest little glimmer in his eye, and you know that his brain is going like this.
We've been using the chain for the dragon rig. So the idea is the dragon's on the other end, but obviously we haven't got a dragon, a real one. So we've built a rig that will hold up the chain, and we can move the chain around and shake it around so that it looks like there's a dragon on the end. And we add on to that a fire rig, so we have a flamethrower on the end, basically.
We also shot a bunch of practical fire elements with Stuart with the same rig, and then we comp those in. But we've sort of avoided CG fire because we just don't think it looks quite as good.
We're doing an explosion on top of the wall with Danny standing in front of it, about 40 feet in front of it, so it's very controlled. It's a very safe explosion. We have 4 explosions that go off in a row, so 1, 2, 3, 4, just to create a massive fireball, just to back Danny, to show she's got the power.
And then the other part of what we did was take the 400 costumed extras and turn them into 8,000. We determined that we needed a camera at 200 feet. So that we could shoot the big exit shot. So we wanted to be up high enough so that we could see inside the plaza, over the walls. We wanted to see 4 big columns of the Unsullied exiting. We wanted to see all of Astapor. We wanted to see the destruction. We wanted to see the shoreline, the waves crashing. And we wanted to see the dragons enter in the foreground, in the air, flying over. So it's a lot of stuff to cram in.
We can hold them off.
Sell speed, and we needed to shoot elaborate dragon points of view.
To do those kinds of shots, we're relying on 2 different camera platforms. One is what's called Spider Cam. This is basically a camera rigged to a cable run between 2 construction cranes, and they can move the camera very quickly from one end to the other. And the camera can go about 70 miles per hour.
We also used a company called Flycam, which is like a souped-up drone. It's like a small helicopter. They were also able to go very fast and have a much more solid image to be able to work with than you would get from a traditional drone.
So we can fly over things safely and also have interactive effect on the ground and capture all those elements that will have a dragon either in front of the lens or above the lens.
The battle is going to rely very heavily on visual effects at the end of the day. There's a lot of different beats to the attack.
Sort of like cowboys and Indians and fire-breathing dragons all rolled up into one.
There's Drogon breathing lots of fire, setting lots of things and people on fire.
To give an idea, in season 6, which was our biggest season up to that point, we had 11 shots that featured Amelia riding the dragon. In the loot train, we have over 80.
It's very new ground that we're trying to figure out. This dragon who's, 100 feet up in the air, who breathes fire of a column of 30 feet wide, that you're like, okay, how the hell are you going to do that?
You've got Amelia on the back of a motion base that's animated to fly in concert with the animation on the dragon.
So that the thing she's moving on is moving around as if she was really riding on Drogon, but in a stage in Belfast in front of a green screen.
So being on this theme park ride, which is kind of what it is, and you're strapped in, then looking like you are controlling it, when there's so much going on, you just got to harness every single bit of imagination you have and just use it. I mean, can you even imagine being on the back of a reptile that's breathing fire at your command? That's huge.
What we had to go through to get the zombie polar bear was writing the zombie polar bear into every season of the show for about 4 seasons.
We thought they'd be so excited to do a zombie bear, and it's kind of like, oh my god, they're serious about doing this fucking zombie bear.
Only to have Bernie and the visual effects guys tell us in the nicest possible way, fuck you, we cannot afford a zombie polar bear. This year made perfect sense that you could have one of these things out there, and we really put our 4 feet down and we said, God damn it, we want a zombie polar bear.
We looked at some of the beats, the way the polar bear in the previous that we got, how it swats the guy's away, how it picks someone up and shakes them around, and then we get our wires in and start rehearsing with guys using different methods to pull someone around and get the right body shapes and the right energy.
Everything's made sure it's super safe first. We test everything over and over again, usually with a weight bag, and when we're happy that it's safe to have someone on, we get someone on.
We were holding the flaming sword in the jaws of this thing, so the big guy was able to move the head around, which was something for our actor on the floor to work against.
I've never really worked with this ping pong ball thing and pretend that's a bear. And I've had people going, oh, and I'll come towards you on a bear. No, you're not. Your name's Toby.
The sequence had been so well conceived on a visual level by Alan and his team. To do that with hundreds of people and weather and visual effects and fire with lots of moving parts and still have that sense of artistry about it takes a different level of direction.